So as is tradition when I'm making videos, I sometimes go onto my Discord server, which I'm always on, but I go into the recommended tabs, and there's topics there people think I might find of interest to make videos on. For some odd reason, there's a picture of a mouse mat. Dear Super Noodles, I'm not going to make an entire video on that, but I will instead tell you, learn to Discord, you fucking boomer. After the rip-roaring success that was Monday's video, where I was accused of hating on Sargon by somebody who then felt the need to announce they were unsubscribing and no longer recommending me, which made me cry, you massive narcissist. I'm leaving, everyone! I'm leaving! I need you to know this, because I think you might care. Love me, Daddy. I thought perhaps we'd move away from that and talk about something a little more, I don't know, amusing, and a little bit ick. You see, rather unfortunately for half this world's population, they have to experience this horrible, horrible bane of their existence. Not life, or outside the kitchen, but I think they call it a period. Not to be confused with lessons, which is what was called periods when I was a kid, and it confused the living hell out of me. With these ick periods, there are uncomfortable pains. And obviously me being male, I can't experience that, and I don't want to. I have external genitalia, and a simple flick cripples me for a day. As a coping mechanism, typically, some will use herbal teas, others will use hot water bottles, others will beat the crap out of somebody as a way of releasing some of the anger they have towards their own body. And then there are others that will instead remove it by doing something that clearly has a psychosomatic effect, where they are so dumb they believe it enough. It's like a lie. You say it so many times, you just believe the lie. It becomes truth. So take, for example, this lady here with the war paint, except that's not paint. I don't think I need to fill in the blanks. I believe you are all completely aware of what that red stuff is on her face. It is not the nail varnish on her fingernails. Now this lady truly believes that by smearing the biological waste onto her face, she is relieving herself of the pain she experiences once a month. Because she believes this is Yasmina Jade Adler, by the way, because she believes it so much, it's like a placebo. She believes it, so it works. If we're going to do that, I'm going to start popping Tic Tacs for every time I get kicked in the nuts, and believe that yes, that will in fact help me breathe again. Yasmina Jade Adler was recently on an SBS show called Medicine or Myth, where she then detailed her monthly ritual that relieved her body from the pain of periods. I'll be honest, I asked a few people that I know that are female if given a choice between whether or not they would smear period blood on their face or whether they'd simply have their uterus removed, which would they choose? And they all said, take the fucking uterus. Take it. I don't need it anymore anyway. On the show Medicine or Myth, there are a panel of medical experts. The job of them is to discover if the diverse health remedies can in any way be considered or viable as a treatment or a successful treatment. Yasmina believes that is the case, with her being quoted as saying, I would normally connect with the blood. Just by doing that, it instantly does something to me, and then I would also, and then she painted her head. Why can't you just, I don't know, be like the other creepy guys and simply worship your maxi pads or tampons? As a way of somewhat trying to reinforce what this lady's trying to do to make it easier for herself to cope with the discomfort. I know it's been painted as pain, but as I can't experience it, I'm going to call it discomfort. Dr. Ginny Mansberg, one of the panelists, said, I have to say, when you came down and put that jar of menstrual blood there, I thought, icky. And now I see everything that you're doing, and you've got so much peace coming off you. You've converted what was clearly a very distressing physical situation into something really profoundly beautiful. Now, I did bother to look up Dr. Ginny Mansberg just to see if she was perhaps somebody worthy of having her license revoked, or perhaps someone possibly deluded, and upon looking at her Twitter I realised no, she's actually quite intelligent. But in this instance, I get that we all want to find that moment of zen, I really do. But something that is, by definition, biological waste is not how you go about it. We all have coping mechanisms after all. Some people take drugs, others go to the gym, some people exhaust themselves through other means. Others go so far as to find someone that will willingly have sex with them on their period because apparently that also alleviates some of the discomfort. And then there's the other option of eating to excess, but apparently one feels quite guilty afterwards and we can't keep doing that. Rather interestingly, after being told this, Yasmina said, "I just want every woman to feel it. You know, I know what women go through. I know that pain, I know that shame. I feel for women that are struggling with this. There is, and I should clarify this now, zero shame for what you go through. It is a biological process. It is a verifiable fact for being a biological woman that you will go through these processes. There is no societal stigma surrounding it. So please don't make it try and seem like that with some profound statement about shame, because there isn't any. You believe it because for some odd reason you are deluded. And I know you think that this is something one should be ashamed of, because on the show Medicine or Myth, you shared some footage of a ceremony of you in a quest to prove that the menstrual cycle is nothing to be ashamed of. But as no one thinks that to begin with, what's the damn problem? I get that when you are on those, or going through that rather uncomfortable time of the month, you might feel a little vulnerable. Perhaps others are judging you because you are being restricted in certain activities you might want to do. But I want to clarify this now. The only people that are narrow-minded, and they are a minority. And I, by the way, know you're also thinking this is some taboo subject, because you even said that on the show, which I bothered to watch the clip of in the article linked down below. I'm not playing any though, because copyright is so damn important. You all as a species are remarkably judgmental. This is relevant when it comes to things like this, but there are things that as society moves forward, and it does at an alarming rate, they become less and less prevalent, much like the taboo surrounding the menstrual cycle. I don't think anyone really cares. It's a disgusting process that takes place every damn month, until your body stops it, or something forces you to stop it. There are ways of reducing how long it goes on for, which is fantastic advancements, really. Let's hope one day we can stop them altogether without having to remove all the vital organs related to it, for those who still want to use them one day. Perhaps that judgmentalness that I mentioned is still going on, and perhaps they are the people you see. Then again, unless you're walking down the street with menstrual blood on your face like war paint, maybe making sounds. Sorry, I couldn't do that with a straight face. Then perhaps people are judging you not because you're bleeding, but because you basically went for Tony the Tiger on your face, and you ended up looking like a kid with Downs painted you. That said, if it works for you, good on you. I don't want your face anywhere near me though, because it has waste blood on it. And quite frankly, I wouldn't want someone like that near me, because you believe in something as ludicrous as this as a healing method. By the way, back to Ginny, on your Twitter you promote a lot of very useful and helpful tips with regards to medicine, but for some odd reason, Dr. Mansberg, you have accepted this as a viable option for her. You have believed in the emotional crap so much that you've ditched your rationale for about 5 minutes. That's quite surprising, considering you were also on Twitter bleating on about designer vaginas. Well, that was amusing anyway. Anyway, later on tonight, over on the Moist Ski Live channel, I really need to learn how to say that, I'm going to be responding to Prime Minister's questions. I also, before I finish, want to thank those that came over here from Sinatra's channel after the collaboration he put out yesterday. Thank you. I hope you enjoy my very monotone delivery. So I hope you all have a lovely Wednesday, and thank you all for listening.